Last year, Nicky patronised Campbell had David Aaronovitch on his 5 Live radio show to demonise the Bilderberg Group. Aaronovitch said they're a bunch of old has-beens getting together for nothing more than a supper club.
Well, the Bilderberg Group are essentially, as you probably know, there's quite a lot of little groups around, made up not of the world's leaders, but the people who are almost the world's leaders, because the world's leaders don't have time to go to things like the Bilderberg Group. There are people who do kind of transatlantic meetings. There's something about the successor generation, for instance, which has regular meetings in America and Britain. And it's a sort of kind of supper club, an occasional supper club, meets up every year, not the same people, and they have big discussions, which they think are terribly important and which some of them like, and then they go away again. They meet up again the next year.
However, on the 13th of April this year, veteran columnist Al Kamen penned an article in the Washington Post called "In the Loop, Shouter to Dictator Get Some VP Cred." In the article, Kamen, who has been writing for the Washington Post for 3 decades, says how both President Obama and Hillary Clinton are heading to the Summit of the Americas this weekend in Cartagena, Colombia, to meet with over 30 other heads of states. They'll be joined by Senator Marco Rubio, who's been touted as a presidential VP, having endorsed Mitt Romney last month. The article goes on to say, curiously, not many senators seem to be going. In fact, it may be that the only one going from the Senate Foreign Relations Committee is Marco Rubio, a possible vice presidential pick, who we're told is flying commercial to attend. Kamen added that Rubio's presence could help boost his foreign policy chops, just as a visit with the clandestine Bilderberg Group was key in John Edwards being picked as John Kerry's number 2 in 2004. The article goes on, reminds us of a foreign jaunt made by another potential vice presidential pick back in 2004. That would be John Edwards, whose criminal trial is set to begin on Thursday in Greensboro. Edwards gave a speech in June 2004 at the Bilderberg Conference that was widely credited as one reason John Kerry chose him. Here is evidence that the Bilderberg Group is oh so much more than a supper club. David Aaronovitch, you are a complete closed-mind buffoon. These people who dictate policy at such meetings are destroying your family's future as well. Can't you see that, you absolute imbecile? I know it'll be difficult for you to accept this article as evidence because, after all, you've had a good indoctrination, education, therefore you know what's right for the public and what's wrong. Well, it would appear that the likes of the Bilderberg Group are now beginning to break the surface and coming out and letting us know they're making things happen. Just as all those conspiracy theorists have been saying for years. A supper club indeed, you complete and utter arsehole.